Purpose of this video is to do an introduction to the Google Drive as well as the documents you'll be interacting with this year. So to begin, you will have a folder that has your name on it, and that is your Coach folder. Inside the Coach folder, you'll see three things: a School 1 folder, a School 2 folder, and then your Coach Hub. Your Coach Hub is where your individual leadership plan lives, as well as your TST check-in notes. You'll have the option later on to choose whether you want to do them via Excel or via Google Docs, and we'll just delete the option that you don't choose. Inside each of the school folders, you'll see the same items. You'll see an Impact Hub and a Documents folder. The Documents folder is where you and your TL can link all documents for the school year. Some are there for you to use already, but it's really up to you how you want to organize that folder. The Impact Hub is a Google Sheet with tabs that will serve as the hub for both you and your TL this year. And each school folder contains the same items. So now let's look at an example Coach folder. So I have here an example Coach folder with my name on it. If I click into it, I'll see the exact same things we just talked about: School 1, School 2, and then my Coach Hub. I also see option 2, which is again the choice to do your TST check-in notes via Google Docs. Clicking into School 1, I see the Documents folder, and then I see the School 1 Impact Hub. Clicking into the School 1 Impact Hub, the first tab contains all of the tabs and documents that can be found inside this hub. The tabs tell you what each thing is named, and the owner tells you who is the person who will be typing into that. So again, the TL will largely own this document. You'll see the only item that you are going to be the owner of or co-owner of are really the coaching notes. That said, it's going to be important as you work with your TL to be reviewing this document so you can see the updates on each of their project cycles. If I click into my first tab, it's my TL leadership plan. And again, this looks very similar to the leadership plan that you have done in Module 1. It asks the TLs to think about why they're in this work, what their professional goals are, complete a self-evaluation, and then from there, determine 1 to 2 goals they want to work on this year. Similar to your coaching plan, you will be having a mid-year and an end-of-year check-in with them on their goals to determine progress and talk about next steps. The next tab is Forming Background Information and Goals. Inside this tab, you'll find school background information. So this will tell you a little bit about the school where your TL is teaching. It'll give you some important context as you work with your TL this year. The next thing it'll tell you is information about your TL. So this is going to be filled out by the TL in July, and you'll be reviewing it in August when you learn more about your school context. And the last thing that this tab will give you is information about the impact team. So it'll tell you, is this team new? Has it existed before? Why was it created? It'll tell you the goal. So what are they going to be working on this year? It'll tell you when they're meeting and who their team members are. In July, TL and admin meet to confirm all this information so that when they get to the next step, which is the team project summary, they're ready to go. Inside this tab, you'll see again the impact goal, which is what the year-long goal is for the impact team. You'll see a place for Team 5 Essentials Trajectory, and this is where you and your TL will look over the survey data from last year and then create some team norms that will hopefully ensure that the 5E data will be impacted. You'll also see a place for project brainstorming. So based on the year-long goal, you and your TL will meet during fall training to brainstorm some ideas for projects that could complete that year-long goal. They'll also spend time with their impact team doing this before finalizing the project map with the impact team in September. This project map will serve as the strategic plan for the year and where your TL and impact team will ultimately continue to go back to, because it contains each of the project names, the goals for each project, the timeline for each project, the links for each project document, and then ultimately when they complete it. By September 30th, admin signs off on this so that as the impact team pushes forward, they are assured that the TL and the admin are on the same page. The next two tabs are the options for coaching notes, and that's between you and your TL. You'll work with your TL to decide which they prefer and which you prefer, ultimately, if it's Excel or if it's Google Docs. Again, option 1 is Excel, option 2 is Google Docs, and there's going to be a link to that if that's the option you choose. The last tab that you'll see here is the admin check-ins. We found that our TLs who are most successful are those who are checking in frequently with admin to ensure that admin are on the same page and giving them the resources and time they need to complete their projects. So it's going to be really important that you check in with them to ensure that they are regularly meeting with admin. If I click back out of there and then back to my own personal folder, I see again School 1, School 2, and then My Hub. These are the documents, and this is the drive that we'll be interacting this year as we seek to enact lasting change in all of our schools.